I'm Ezra Edmond, and I'm a writer, director, producer, focusing mostly on animation. Am I a Jewish artist versus an artist who's Jewish? I would say I'm somewhere in between. Since I'm Jewish, just like since I'm Black, every story comes from that perspective. Those are the cultural lenses that I wear to see the world from. So anything I'm making naturally has that in it. My short film, Blewish, that story was very much about me growing up Black and Jewish in Jewish and non-Jewish spaces. If I was to say I'm going to make stuff that only feels Black and Jewish, it would start to feel pandering because that doesn't feel genuine to me. Making Blewish was a real challenge to me because until making Blewish, I always really wanted to do art as escapism, magical realism and sci-fi, and I didn't feel like I wanted to write stories about angst or personal feelings. I don't know how people do it. When people write angsty stories, my parents, this, my siblings, this, that. And you're like, what about those people? What if they read it? It was really important to me that nobody in Bluish was a villain. I remember being in a class and saying about how people in my family got along, and one of the teachers thought I was lying because that was just such a foreign idea to them that you could have mixed race families and people weren't always on each other for cultural differences. Blewish really was just the kid's perspective of how the kid felt in the places that he was in that just didn't feel right to him because he was uncertain. Blewish has been fortunate enough to get into lots of festivals. We were at a festival, it wasn't a Jewish festival, it wasn't a Black festival. Someone came out from watching it and they said, oh my God, I felt so sorry for the kid when he went to the birthday dinner and the other kids didn't like him. In the film, the kid goes to a Shabbat dinner and there's no birthday hats, there's no presents, there's nothing visually signalizing birthday. When that happened, I was so happy because it was just someone who watched the film and obviously they're connected to something in their own mind. This kid doesn't feel comfortable at this event is what the intention of the scene was. It wasn't for people to go, wow, that was the most beautiful looking Shabbat dinner I've ever seen in animation. And I loved that it didn't have to be someone who was of the backgrounds that are explored in the film who could still take something away that was meaningful to them. Art's like a little child that you make, and it's going to go off and it's going to meet new people, and you're not there to explain why it's doing that or what you meant or what your intention was. All you have is the impact.